yeah, I guess just before working with us with this campaign specifically, like what were your sort of expectations on how long it would take to get your like first listing?
Yeah, indeed. I mean, I guess looking at the expectations, we go into it and don't have them too high, but ultimately we always want to, I guess, be positive and be optimistic that they're going to come through relatively quickly. Fair to say, within that time frame, was shocked 100%. And I think that's why I shared it to you guys in the message and the
Yeah.
other boys saying I walked in there and then walked out with, I guess, yeah, excitement because you went, wow, I've been able to sort of have this opportunity just to go in there, not expect to get the business, walk out there with the $1.4 million listing signed. It was cool. And yeah, it just shows that ultimately we could probably have as many people inquiring a lot more numbers and things like that, but then you're speaking to people that might not necessarily want to, I guess, don't go down that pathway. So to I guess answer your question within that time frame, probably expected maybe within a 2 months to be able to have someone
Yeah.
considering close to selling, but within that first week, yeah, pretty awesome.
Yeah. No, it's
Yeah.
super cool to
But
see.
set the tone high, set the standard for the
Yeah.
rest of moving forward. So
Yeah. We
yeah,
want to keep this up, right? Uh
100%.
cool. And in terms of lead quality, right? I mean, like with Marianne, you walked into the house, never met a complete stranger, you walked out, signed the listing. How does that sort of caliber of lead quality compare to other lead sources that you've used in the past, like Rita, ID for me, um, yeah, all these other sources?
I guess the reality is that the difference between it not just stopping at like a desktop appraisal or a
Yeah,
quick summary or market update. This was sort of setting the foundations to exploring exactly what a sale campaign would be and exactly what the selling approach would be. But also at the end of the day, it's how I approach it as an agent. I very well could have just, I guess, closed the door because she was understood she already understood figures or spoken to other people a few months ago. But it's about sort of creating an avenue to refreshen that and creating an avenue to get your foot in the door. And ultimately that's what we did. So
yeah,
yeah.
good stuff. And yeah, based on this experience so far, I guess how has that perception sort of changed in terms of using digital marketing to secure listings, right? Because before you guys at Verse weren't so big on digital marketing. So
Yeah.
yeah, how has that changed like your perception?
I mean, I think that the perception's changing also with time, looking at where marketing advances are going in AI, people are
Yeah,
kind of more understanding of it and going, well, this is the reality of it. So I think moving forward, it's just going to be adopted and to an extent appreciated a lot more from our consumers because as an example, like every other day I'm getting calls from an AI phoning bot and how they're trying to help people in real estate. I think right now it's not going to be effective because it sounds like someone that's fake
yeah,
and the advances in the technology are not there yet. So we really have to make sure we have that personal approach. Um, and the perception is, yeah, great. Like obviously when we ran the campaign last time, I had that really nice penthouse, and
mm,
that was a crack listing, and
yeah,
there was
that's
quite
right.
a few sort of people to put in the database and people to nurture. But again, ultimately, those leads were quality. It's not just like a couple of $100,000 house or a couple of $100,000 units, people with multi-million dollar properties that, hey, might not be selling within this year, but they eventually will be in the future. And we've caught their eye and we've made an impression.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's good. Yeah, AI is not there yet, I don't think. Potentially maybe, but I think it's still got a long way. More feedback for me and my team, I guess. What would you say to like another real estate agent if they were kind of on the fence or skeptical about using our services to generate them more listings? Like, what would you tell them?
I mean, the reality is we would all love business to fall on the desk right now, and we would all love multiple listings just to arise from doing something so short term. But in a world, we have to work for it. So I think it's about managing those expectations between wanting business short term, but then also creating a flow of leads for the future and creating those relationships to nourish into something that you've, I guess, put the effort into and made the work for. The reality is within such a short time frame with that listing that I achieved, the effort put in was minimal, but it's
Yeah.
about the effort put in the years prior, about knowing what to say, what to do when you see an opportunity, and ensuring to maximize that. So yeah, I would certainly recommend it, and certainly worth exploring, because the reality is if you're not doing it these days, you're missing out on an opportunity in the market.
Yeah. 100%. No, I
Yeah.
appreciate that. Cool. And just any last notes about the listing? Anything you think me and my team can do to target more people like that, or would you just say like keep how's it going?
It's you understand it more than anyone. Trying to
Yeah.
target such a specific demographic can
Yeah.
limit you in terms of your reach, but
100%.
ultimately, I find that it's it's either the quite young demographic that are not in the position to be able to, I guess, sell or have a house we're getting attraction with, but then it's also the older demographic that, again, are high users of Facebook and are on it a lot. So they, to an extent, feel that they've adopted by going, oh, here we're getting marketing things this way, let's look into it or let's utilize it. It's quite strange, but I think over the years to
Yeah.
become, it's become the normal, or that's a larger demographic. So I think there's ways we could refine it, and there's ways that we could,
Yeah.
I guess, make it a little bit more, I guess, polished or a bit more clear in terms of what we're putting out there. But for now,
Yeah.
yeah, it's having a good response.
Yeah. Okay. And like you said earlier, it's more. I mean, yes, we're very grateful that we got which was like minimal effort, right? And she signed already, but it's
Perfect.
all about the long term. So if we were to
Well,
just
the reality is, mate, when this sells, what we've received from it in terms of the cost and what we are able to retain in terms of an income, it covers the budget for matters
a
of
whole year,
years
yeah, yeah,
easily.
100%.
Um,
Yeah. So yeah, I don't think it makes sense to just target over 65 women. Like we could potentially run like segmented campaigns, but I think for now, let's just keep it how it is. Let's get leads rolling. And it's all about, as you said, just building out those long term relationships, because
yeah,
yeah, within 3 6 months, they could list, and then all of a sudden, people you've done appraisals for back then want to sell now.
yeah,
So yeah, cool.
100%.
Yeah, apart from that, anything you'd like to add about your experience working with us so far, or anything like that I can take back to my team?
To be honest, mate, in terms of when we first met and how it's gone now, you've always lived up to what you've said, and you've always kept that communication there, which is great. And ultimately, when we hire an external service, to an extent, we don't want to have to be able to shadow it as much or put so much effort into it. And I think that's where you exceed compared to other in your competition, is sort of you understand what our goal is, and you understand that you receive what you need, and then you're able to sort of do what's required. No, that's good. I think that's what, and as you know, we're quite busy, and we're not the easiest
Yes.
to get a hold of real estate
Yeah.
agent. So once you do, you can be effective and maximize what needs to be done.
Yeah. Yeah. I appreciate that. Like, yeah, my goal is to get you more busy. Not too busy where, it's all real estate, real estate, real estate. But if, you can get these high quality appraisals that turn into listings, yeah, then that's my job done. But yeah, appreciate the call, Jack. I'll take this back to my team. All right.
Bye for now.
Ciao.